Oh crap, my bad. We're on. Important weather announcement. Beep beep beep. Yeah. If you look on this region right here, you see that there's quite a bit of a chance of rain.
A chance of rain?
What? What? You're saying it's not a chance? This is my job. Your job's a cameraman. What are you doing?
Well, I just think maybe it's more of like a risk.
So what? So what? You called this right here, all this right here, a risk of rain? Ah!
You know what really grinds me gears when it comes to video games? It's the fact that franchises like COD can release clones of game, and like that, people have already wasted money on a not-so-cheap ripoff. Of course, COD did used to roll out some pretty decent games. However, it was not the blood and gore or the epic newfangled slow-mo headshot camera thingamabobs they have nowadays that captured people. Rather, it was the stories that each cinematic told that ultimately captured players. In terms of story, Risk of Rain seems to have adopted the Destiny approach. The approach where the casual gamer will throw the disc away after 5 minutes due to a lack of story. Man, I hate casuals. Most of Risk of Rain's story is in the various monster logs and artifacts that are collected throughout the game. With the logs, the player will uncover the truth behind Providence, the game's main antagonist. Providence is pretty much the protector of his planet, and he's ultimately the equivalent of today's EPA. His reasoning behind crashing the UES contact light was to prevent the teleporter aboard the contact light from leaving, as humanity would then use the teleporter as a means of invasion onto Providence's world. The logs also hint that a certain enemy known as an imp could potentially be from another dimension entirely. However, without playing the game multiple times, all the player knows is that the contact light has crashed due to Providence, and that they, as a sole survivor, have the task of wrenching the contact light from Providence's grip thrust onto their shoulders. While in-game, the player has one goal per each level. Find the teleporter, pet all the puppies, and don't die while waiting for the teleporter to charge. After going through 5 levels, the player finally reaches the UES contact light, where they must face Providence.
Gee willikers! How can anyone beat Providence? He's like super duper powerful!
Well, let me tell you, little boy. Railguns. Ooh, now there's a piece of weaponry that I would never keep holstered. It is possible to defeat Providence without the aid of a railgun, but I mean, come on. How exciting is that? We're gamers. We love explosions. Being a 2D platformer, Risk of Rain controls much like any other platforming game. I mean, the left analog stick controls movement, X is used to jump. Nothing new here at all. However, I would like to mention that there is a very evident button delay while playing. Like, it's almost impossible for newbies to jump gaps. Risk of Rain introduces a feature that separates it from most any other game I have played. Most games start the player on a tutorial level, boring, literal newborns could play it, and from there the difficulty increases with each level after that. Risk of Rain does not follow this norm in even the slightest. While playing, the player will notice a bar in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The bar displays the level of difficulty the game is currently at. At about halfway, bosses will periodically spawn in levels when they aren't supposed to, and eventually there will be a boss spawning every 30 seconds. It's fun. This forces the player to choose one of the 2 strategies offered by this mechanic. Option A, speedrun the game and defeat Providence while he is weak, or Option B, collect every item in the level and go on guns a-blazing. This brings me to the massive amount of items this game holds. These items range from some tasty shrooms that heal you, all the way to a voodoo doll that will randomly kill one enemy on screen when used.
Wait, isn't it overpowered? Couldn't you use the voodoo doll on the boss and win the game?
Well, I'm glad you asked. When you actually read the terms and conditions for the voodoo doll, it clearly states, and I mean clearly like Comic Sans, that the user must also hurt themselves. Boy, I really wish I would have known that before spamming it. Then again, I mean, humans only need one lung to live, right? Right? What? Oh crap. The first time I looked at this game, I had a couple of thoughts. One of them was, man, these game developers must have been really lazy. My next thought was, well, maybe they're really clever, as their simplistic pixel art style does actually fit the mood of the game really well. I mean, the developers could easily have gone for like a 4K game that literally like 2% of the population would really care about, but instead they chose pixels. Good job, guys. I do have one complaint about the art style though. While playing, there's potential for the character to become almost invisible. This makes it difficult for a player to find their character when the screen is literally full of enemies. What is the point in making the character like, what, 2 pixels tall? People have tried to tell me that size doesn't matter before, but I mean, well, have you seen my character? Oh, that's right, you can't. Point taken. Now, we ask that one annoying question that always comes up. Do you like the music? Considering I have an entire playlist on YouTube devoted to this game's soundtrack, I would say no. Not a chance in the world that I enjoy the music at all. Nah, it's pretty good. I love it. I'd listen to it for hours. Literally, the same day I had the game, I beat it. And after I beat the game, I did not see much point in playing it again, as the ending was very anticlimactic. So what did I do? I drank coffee and forced myself to grind the game all night long. No. Actually, I was enlightened by Google on how to unlock more characters and even more lore. Even with this though, I still don't pick the game up much. Given a choice between Risk of Rain or Destiny while my parents are on a 5-minute grocery run, I would choose Destiny every time. Overall, I actually enjoyed Risk of Rain quite a bit. The music kept me entertained, the abundance of characters and items made me feel unstoppable, the lore intrigued me. However, at the end of the day, I would only play this game over Call of Duty, as I enjoy not feeling that warm, fuzzy sensation of cancerous teammates at Michael. I think next time we should review KOTOR.
How do you pronounce KOTOR?
How do you pronounce it?
Cutter.
What the? There's no U in it.
Cutter.
There's no D in it.
KOTOR?
God.
KOTOR.
You know what? This is because you're Slavic. Those Slavic freaking vocal box in you is just awful.
Hater.